Good afternoon. The minivan driving mom who sped away from a state police officer after an officer shot at her van full of kids will not do any jail time. Oriana Farrell took a plea deal in court today to put this case behind her. News 13's Chris McKee was in the courtroom this morning. He is live in Taos. Chris?
Kim, Farrell was facing up to 5.5 years if this case had gone to trial and she were convicted. It was ready to go to trial, but she did take this plea deal, and now under that, she'll do just 6 months probation and some community service.
Guilty pursuant to North Carolina versus Alfred.
Farrell accepted the plea today at the Taos County Courthouse more than a year and a half after this case made international news. October 2013 is when it happened. Farrell was pulled over by a state police officer outside of Taos for speeding. She drove off before the officer was done ticketing her. That rookie officer then pulled her over again. When he tried to pull her out of her car, her 14-year-old son rushed the officer. He tried to tase the boy, and then he bashed out a window, all while her 5 kids were inside. And now former state police officer Elias Montoya showed up to that scene at the last minute and fired 3 shots at the van as Farrell sped off. Farrell was later arrested and charged with felony aggravated fleeing, child abuse, and for having a marijuana pipe. Prosecutors dropped that drug charge today. Farrell pleaded guilty to felony fleeing and child abuse charges. If she finishes the probation and community service, though, her charges will be dismissed from her record. The judge weighed in on the sentence today.
I would probably have liked to seen a longer period of probation, but I will note publicly that you have been on conditions of release for quite a few months, now gone on to several years, without any violations such as violating the law.
Now, the charges against Farrell's son were dropped in this case. Farrell didn't comment today, but her attorney did say a few things to us. We'll have more from him tonight on News 13 at 4. Kim, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Now the officer who fired at Farrell's van lost his job with state police, but is now working with the Taos County Sheriff's Department. Now Farrell also still has a civil suit against state police.